The most interesting thing, as I saw it, was to see the width and the depth of the industry engagement in identification and authentication of the bearers. The reliance that everyone seems to have on the mobile phones and the mobile infrastructure for this identification as we go forward.
Yes, several things of interest. This happens to be my first time at GlobalPlatform meeting, not for AT&T, but for me personally. So I am finding the talks in the first session very informative for myself and also for taking it back to my colleagues back home.
Some of the updates on all the task force, those were interesting, and looking forward to more details tomorrow.
What I found most interesting was the large depth and breadth of the industry working on the standards and all the different activities that it is focused on mobile identification.
Many people give the presentation about from the different point of view. For example, requirement and solution. They're all impossible and important for me. We learned a lot from that.
Today, and what was particularly interesting are the perspectives from the other players, the non-technology folks. I want to hear about the government programs and how they're working, how these things are rolling out to the banks, to the financial institutions. So getting their feedback, I think, was the most important, and having that opportunity to cross-fertilize ideas with those guys. I think that was the most important.
It's very interesting workshop, and I learned that in fact authentication is very important and required by a lot of actors when you provide a service. But something that seems very important is how do we implement that? How we set in place. The keys of the discussion here seems deployment the solution. I mean, how do you set the first data and deploy the first data on your system? You need to do a link between the users and the application, and this is where there is some weakness, and I try to solve it, and GlobalPlatform may help that.
Certainly would attend another workshop next year. I would anticipate it's going to cover a lot more information than what we saw today, so yes.
I would like to. I attended the one last year as it was an opportunity. It wasn't really a GlobalPlatform meeting, but it was a workshop. So it was kind of my introduction for getting started with GlobalPlatform.
This gives a pretty good 6-month summary, what happened in various committees, device systems and card committee, and keeps you up to date.
I will attend mobile workshop next year.
I think the mobile workshop this year was very valuable. To bring together these alternate perspectives, but also to come up with what we want to do and to set the agenda for next year. So particularly for next year, I'm very anxious to come back, and I'm very looking forward to seeing what kind of progress we've made and what kind of value these discussions have had for us.
Yes, I will attend to the mobile workshop next year.
I would definitely attend the mobile workshop next year as long as it's sunny in San Francisco.